Here, I just did an energy transfer, chemical energy from the fluid into light and thermal energy in the flame. From our last unit, this is called the law of conservation of energy, meaning energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only transfer between things and transform into other forms of energy. This is also true with matter. Matter cannot be created or destroyed as well. Matter, according to the law, can only be transformed and transferred just as energy can as well. What's up, everyone? It's Mr. Maramble, and today we are going to learn two things. First, we're going to identify one hypothesis, one guess that scientists have about how our universe came to be. Second, based on that, we're going to learn about the things that actually make us alive. The first thing I want you to do, so go ahead and pause this, is to watch these two videos. They're rather short, and they're about how we're actually made of the same stuff that started the universe. After you're done, go ahead and return right back to here. To recap and add on those videos, all the matter you see around you, all our solids, liquids, and gases are made up of these things called elements. Elements, or you may have them referred to as atoms, are the most basic substances in our universe. Again, elements are the most basic substance in our universe. Elements are atoms, and atoms make up elements. So elements are the basis of what started our universe. And scientists speculate that the universe started with a singularity called, you may have heard of this, the Big Bang. Let's go through the simulation I asked you to do together in this video so we can see the Big Bang in action. Go ahead and drag this green switch down. This is a pretend time machine, and you'll see a flash of light. And so many things happen. You can read about these things as they change with this down arrow, but we'll skip that and do that on our own time. So this will keep going, these will keep going. Stars and galaxies form. But before stars and galaxies form, I wanted to get to this point. Atoms forming are elements. Scratch that, let's go before that. 0.1 seconds after the Big Bang, we find helium and hydrogen. Helium and hydrogen are the first elements to have ever existed in our universe. They are the basis of what began stars and created stars to form. You may have seen this symbol before. This is just a sign or a picture of what these elements look like. Remember, they're the most basic substances in our universe, meaning they're the most basic things that make up everything around us. Elements on a periodic table. Once that helium and hydrogen was there, they started creating more atoms and stars and galaxies. And once those stars and galaxies started to form, before our earliest life, before our own galaxy, we had, and I may have skipped this, more elements creating. Our first star in the entire universe was made out of helium and hydrogen, those two elements. Once that star collapsed and died, and the nuclear reactions happening in that star, that created our other essential elements that created life on our Earth. This includes oxygen, the things we breathe, but more specifically, since we already know oxygen, these elements included carbon and also nitrogen. And these elements are still floating around in space. So not only do we have hydrogen and helium from the first star, after that first star collapsed with its nuclear reactions, that created our oxygen, our carbon, and nitrogen. And these are basically the 5 key elements that help create us as living creatures. So when people say that we are made out of stars or stardust, we are basically made out of the same things. Making that claim pretty true, since we are made of the same stuff as stars, namely nitrogen, carbon, and oxygen. then our Earth needs a way to supply those things to us on a continuous basis so that we can survive, live, and reproduce. This is where matter cycle comes in. Matter cycles meaning the carbon cycle, the water cycle, the nitrogen cycle. All these things that were a part of stars are still circulating in our Earth today, which is why I wanted to bring us to our conservation of matter. Matter from the stars at the beginning of time has always been here. We're still using it today, and it's still keeping us alive. Make sure to complete your assignment or exit ticket at the end of the day by 3:30. If you have any questions for me, let me know, and I hope to see you next time.